This morning, while there have been some strides made in the efforts to fight childhood obesity, there are some communities like Hispanic children who have yet to make significant changes. That's until now. With the help of federal funding, that is, researchers from NMSU and universities from Texas and Arizona, they'll focus on U.S.-Mexico border towns to help them make changes. The project is called Health for You and for Your Family. The 5-year project is in its first stage right now. Researchers have been out talking with families, asking them about their resources to activity like parks, as well as the type of foods that are in their area. The groups say they're not looking to see if they decrease childhood obesity, but rather see if they've made major changes in behavior.
We will be able to measure, have we made a change in the level of physical activity? Have we made a change in diet? And have we made a change in the amount of time used to in front of a screen, movie watching, television watching, game playing? Those 3 factors are very closely tied into child obesity.
So the research done here will focus on more than 200 families from Luna County and Otero County. Coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, what the group hopes to do if the research proves to be successful.
502 in district court is now taking action after a woman was offered religious teachings in court-ordered sessions.
The meaning of my life is to know, love, and serve God.
We told you on special assignment how Holly Salzman, a mother of twin boys, was ordered to take co-parenting classes. She was told to go to marry Pepper. In those 10 classes, she says that Pepper prayed and talked about religion many times. After weeks of asking, someone from district court finally sat down for an on-camera interview. The district court spokesman says this was an isolated incident and the court never forces clients to go to religious-based classes. The court is no longer using Pepper's services and is reviewing its family court program.
Our staff went back and reviewed the entire list of all the providers to make sure that there are no providers that are requiring participants to go to religious-based counseling.
We do have proof that the court knew about Salzman's concerns about Pepper's religious overtones. To see the entire special assignment and our previous coverage, go to the KRQE News app.
We turn out to this morning. New Mexico's Secretary of State Dianna Duran, who's accused of embezzlement, is asking for more time to build her legal defense. She's accused of funneling campaign donations to personal bank accounts and withdrawing the money at casinos. Duran has pleaded not guilty to 64 counts, including fraud and embezzlement. A preliminary hearing is now set for October 30th, where a judge could decide if there is probable cause for Duran to go to trial. It's unclear if the judge will delay that hearing to give Duran more time.
Developing now, authorities are searching for a man who robbed an Albuquerque bank. It happened just before noon yesterday at Washington Federal on Wyoming near Central. As you can see from the surveillance photos here, that man is wearing a black hoodie and his face is covered. Another picture shows the suspect's shoes. The FBI is offering up to $1,000 for information leading to an arrest and conviction.
This morning, a Florida man accused of killing his wife decades ago is still waking up behind bars in New Mexico, awaiting extradition. U.S. Marshals believe 72-year-old Merle Mackey killed his wife Evelyn in Levy County back in 1981. She disappeared after her daughter went to school. This week, marshals tracked Mackey to Ruidoso Downs, where he's allegedly been living for years. Officials say Mackey was known to collect money for the Wounded Warriors program in front of the Walmart there, but they don't believe he was some good deed doer. They think he was pocketing the cash. Mackey is now in the Lincoln County Jail.
Albuquerque police are warning this morning about a new online scam where hackers are using duplicates of your Facebook account. They say people are setting up ghost accounts on the social media site using the real names and pictures of your friends. Police say that the scam is working so well because people have no idea that it's a fake account and they approve the friend request. After they make contact, they tell you how to get money from the World Trade Bank by paying a fee.
We turn to news happening today. The Pope is expected to address a joint meeting of Congress. The Holy Father is expected to touch on topics such as climate change and immigration. Some of the presidential candidates will also be in attendance for the Pope's speech. The Pope is then expected to leave for New York this afternoon.
And also happening today, the Senate is expected to vote on a measure that would fund the government through December while also defunding Planned Parenthood. That proposal, though, is expected to be blocked by Democrats who may filibuster. Another bill could leave funding for Planned Parenthood in place and keep the government running through December, but no word on whether there's enough support for that one to avoid the potential shutdown.
New this morning, the death toll from a massive stampede in Saudi Arabia has now risen to more than 300 people. Saudi Arabia officials say at least 450 other pilgrims were injured in Thursday's stampede, which took place during a religious event on the outskirts of the holy city of Mecca. Some 2 million people are taking part in this year's pilgrimage, which began on Tuesday. It's a reenactment of an event when, according to Muslim traditions, the prophet Abraham stoned the devil and rejected his temptations.
The police in Virginia are looking for the suspects who they say smashed through the wall of a gun store before taking off with several weapons. Look at it unfold here. The surveillance video shows the car just breaking through early yesterday morning. The thieves ignore the burglar alarm as they run off with about 25 guns, all valued at about $450 each. They took off without the car, which police say was stolen. By the time that officers got there, the suspects were gone.
Wow.
I'm trying to figure out how they armed and took off with 25 guns in their arms, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That would be a haul.
Maybe they had some big backpacks.
I guess so. Something like that. 5:07. All right, Kristen, thanks. Developing news this morning. 2 suspects are in custody, and deputies are now looking for a possible third after a high-speed chase through the city.
Yeah, and it all ended with a manhunt at UNM Hospital that lasted well into the night. News 13's Catherine Mazzone is in the Newsplex with all the details. Good morning, Catherine.
Good morning, Crystal. A second vehicle, possibly stolen, came to a stop at UNMH. Now that's where deputies say the suspects ran into the parking garage. Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office say it all started around 6 p.m. yesterday evening. They followed a car reported stolen in the South Valley Area Command. Deputies say that car stopped near Los Padillas Elementary School. Investigators say 2 suspects ditched the first car and got into a white SUV.
As deputies pulled into the parking lot at Los Padillas Elementary, the individuals in that white car attempted to ram our deputies. They also attempted to strike several of their vehicles that were in the parking lot.
BCSO's helicopter followed the vehicle through part of the city until it had to land to refuel. Deputies say the SUV reached speeds of up to 100 miles an hour.
Our deputies tried to engage and get close enough. They were never able to get close enough to affect any type of stop on the vehicle. The vehicle was able to lose them.
Now it finally came to a stop near UNMH. Another copter spotted the suspect run into the hospital's parking garage. That's when officials put the hospital on lockdown. Now, BCSO tells us they were not actively chasing the SUV from the ground, only in the air with that helicopter, since the speeds were too dangerous. A man and a woman are now in custody. Investigators, though, still don't know why those suspects were fleeing. Back to you.
Catherine. Now, deputies say they are looking for a possible third suspect today, but the hospital and parking garage, they're now back open to the public. We turn now to this. It's now up to the district attorney whether 2 UNM students will face rape charges. Yesterday, UNM police released more details about a sexual assault, saying a female student met another student on the dating app Tinder. They say she later met up with him and his friend Friday night at Lobo Village on campus. She told police the 2 men raped her after they had been drinking. So far, no arrests have been made.
We have some heartbreaking news to share this morning. A rescue group says its staff tried everything, but they were not able to save a badly abused dog found in Las Vegas, New Mexico. New Mexico dog was caring for Hubble, who died yesterday. The group says that his death had been on the decline. They called, or I should say his health had been on the decline. They called specialists around the world, but ran out of options. The dog was found earlier this month extremely malnourished with a severe infection and lesions. His former owners are now facing charges. Time is 5:35. An estimated 800,000 people will be in Albuquerque for the balloon fiesta this year. That means prices for hotel rooms, plane tickets, and balloon rides are climbing. As hotels take advantage of the influx, tourists can often find themselves paying 2 to 3 times the usual amount. Rainbow Riders, the only company allowed to take paying customers for a ride at the event, is already selling out dates, and an official ride that would normally cost you about $160 could cost up to $430 during the fiesta. Paying a pilot to take you up isn't an option either, because most pilots won't do it because they could be banned from the fiesta. To welcome the hundreds of thousands of guests expected in for Balloon Fiesta, the city of Albuquerque is now asking you to tidy up a bit. Keep Albuquerque Beautiful is encouraging everybody to get outside and clean up. The goal is for the community to pick up trash on the street where you live or work, even if you do it for just a few hours.
We're going to be cleaning up the area in preparation for the more than 700,000 visitors that come to Albuquerque for the International Balloon Fiesta. We just want the city to look good for all of our guests.
Volunteers will also remove trash from nearby biking trails. If you're interested in pitching in, there's an event Saturday where you can get free bags and gloves. You can check out the info on our website or on the KRQE News app. Also developing this morning, the theft of millions of government employee fingerprints is much worse than originally thought. Government officials now say 5.6 million fingerprints were stolen from the Office of Personnel Management. That's over 5 times the number they first believed were taken. Hackers now have a gigantic database of fingerprints which could potentially be used to positively identify the true identities of those employees. Anybody with these records could check to see if a diplomat at a U.S. embassy is secretly an employee of an American intelligence agency.
Okay, listen to this bizarre story where a couple is now facing charges after they left their baby alone on the beach in Louisiana so they could go jogging in the nude. Police say the little girl was found Tuesday morning covered in mosquito bites and sunburned. Otherwise, she's said to be okay this morning. They say they managed to track down the parents after finding the couple's Ford Explorer, which was still running nearby. It's not clear how long the baby was left alone, but police say they believe drugs played a role in all of this. The girl is now in the care of her grandparents.
5:37, and a video posted on Facebook is stirring up some controversy this morning. It shows a street preacher ripping up a Quran in front of Muslim students at the University of Ohio. The man says that he visits many college campuses as part of an organization called the Official Street Preachers, which practices what they call confrontational evangelism. Students who were there say they couldn't stop it.
I didn't do anything because I wasn't thinking of anything, just to collect these holy pieces of paper, which is the Quran. And I tried to talk to him, but he was shouting.
Police did intervene when things appeared to get out of hand, but they didn't arrest the preacher because they say he was within his First Amendment rights.
This morning, a lot of people are talking about this story. A mother is outraged, saying her daughter was reprimanded for wearing dreadlocks. The charter school in Utah has a strict dress code policy. The 8th grader says the hairstyle is for religious reasons, though. The teen's mother says she got a call from the school saying the girl's dreadlocks needed to be removed and said the hair was, quote, unnatural and distracting to other students. The teen insists that her hair was part of her Hindu beliefs. The principal says he's willing to talk to the girl's mother to see if they can come to a compromise.
Time now 5:38.